Hi traders, welcome to Monetize. It's time to record the new weekly forecast video for the week starting on October 10th. First of all, I would like to thank you that you have taken out time from a busy schedule and you are watching this video. As usual, let's begin with dollar index. Last week, we had the announcement of non-farm payroll numbers from the US, and they've been good numbers, so everything is going good for the US economy, uh, which which is in favor of US dollar. Now, technically, let's look on the charts. I'm not going to start all the way from the monthly and weekly. I'm starting my analysis from the daily this time because in my previous videos, I've covered in detail several times starting from the monthly time frame. So let's do it from the daily. On the daily time frame, this is the area which has formed the base. This is the base and this is the breakout structure. So I've already marked with the black line. So the breakout structure is here. And after the breakout to the bullish side, as per the rule, we wait for the retracement and we look for the continuation of the trend. I'm going to apply the fib from the base to the recent high. And as per the Fibonacci, it has retraced exactly to 61.8, slightly lower than 61.8, and it is also the support zone, and it has bounced upwards after the announcement of non-farm payrolls. And as per the MACD, we also have the formation of hidden bullish divergence, which is again a sign for the bullish continuation. We also have higher high formation on MACD histogram and MACD lines. So everything is in favor of the bullish scenario. Now let's look on the 4-hourly time frame. On the 4-hourly, the situation is a bit contradictory. Number one, I'm a bit skeptical about the the latest bullish move. As per the higher time frame, everything is still bullish, but as per the 4-hourly, I'm a bit skeptical. I'll tell you the reason why. Number one, this is not the regular bullish divergence. This is continuing type. Number two, it may develop hidden bearish divergence in the coming days. So I'll be very careful while getting into long trades for dollar setups, for dollar based currencies like EURAUD sell setup, GBPUSD setup, or any currency pair going long in the direction of US dollar. But still, as per the higher time frame, everything looks bullish. Now, the invalidation of the bullish view would be a break below this support zone. So if I talk in terms of numbers, it would be, the levels would be 111.95. Let's switch to 1-hourly. Now even on the 1-hourly, we have a probability of bearish divergence being completed in the coming days. So that's the reason it may take one more dip and then continue higher. Or alternatively, it may just regain the bullish momentum in the coming days from the week starting tomorrow, and it can keep on continuing to the upside. So this is the plan for dollar index. I'll be looking for the bullish trades, but very cautiously. If it breaks below this area, which is 111.95, then the next level of support is around 110.82. And if it breaks below 110.82, then definitely the immediate short-term bullish plan would be invalidated. But long-term still remains bullish for me. Let's look at some dollar currency pairs. So I'm switching to pound USD. Now I'm starting from the weekly time frame and turning it to a line chart. So as per the weekly, this was the major support area which was broken, and the structure breakout was at this level. So after the breakout structure, as per the rule, we need the pullback and then continuation to the downside. And there is a slowdown scenario as per MACD histogram because we have bullish divergence on MACD histogram, but no bullish divergence on MACD lines. Therefore, it's a good probability that market would continue, GBPUSD would continue to the upside to complete the corrective pattern and then continue to the downside. Now let's look at the daily chart. Again, as per daily, the previous high is this, which is the structure point as per the weekly chart, and we do not have any bullish divergence on the daily chart. Everything looks bearish, and we also have hidden bearish divergence coming in play, which means continuation to the downside. So is it going to continue directly, or is it going to be a corrective pattern in two waves and then continuation to the downside? We cannot say in advance. We have to be very, very cautious in the upcoming days. But as per the longer time frame, higher time frame, the sentiment is bearish. As per the daily, the sentiment is bearish. But again, because we do not have the clear bullish signs on the 4 hourly of DXY, similarly, we do not have clear bearish signs on 4 hourly for pound US dollar. So there is a good probability that it may retest the previous support, which could be around 1.075, number one, or a bit lower, could be around 1.054 or 55. And if we apply fib from the recent low to the recent high, you'll find that Fibonacci important levels like 61.8 and 78.6 are again in the same zone, which I've marked. So there is a good probability that as per the 4 hourly time frame, it may continue lower, reach to the previous support area, and then bounce up. And if it so happens, let me just take you first to 1 hourly chart. See, a slowdown scenario because we have bullish divergence coming up. So the higher time frame and the lower time frame synchronization is missing in most of the charts. So traders, please trade cautiously in the upcoming week because most of the charts I've gone through, there is no synchronization between the higher time frame and the lower time frame. Look for the setups for the very short term, get into the trade, take your quick profits and exit. So again, if it does not continue lower because we have bullish divergence building up on the 1 hourly chart, so there could be a probability that it may bounce, retest the previous resistance and then continue to the 61.8 retracement area. Now let's mark fib extension assuming that it retraces back to 61.8. So I'll start from the lowest point, connect to the highest, recent highest, and assuming 61.8 to be the new low, then this upside corrective cycle is giving me 100% continuation extension zone to 1.1927. Let me switch to 4 hourly once again. And if it retraces to 78.6, then the 100% continuation would be to 1.1740, which again coincides with the BOS level, breakout structure level. So in the short term, at the opening of the new week, I'll be engaged into the very short term sell setups. Then I'll be cautiously watching the price behavior around these zones. And if I have the signs against, I'll quickly switch to the buy side and target the 100% extension, which would also complete the retracement to the previous BUS level. And then I'll look for the sell setups for the continuation to the downside. Now, apart from GBPUSD, the next instrument I'm going to cover is EURAUD. Let's start from weekly. On the weekly, we got bullish divergence on MACD histogram as well as MACD lines, and everything is still bullish as per the MACD histograms because they are still pointing to the upside. So this is the previous high. Coming down to daily, as per the daily, we have a slowdown scenario because the MACD histogram, they have shrinked and they're showing a reduction in the bullish power, and it has reached to an important resistance level. 1 minute. Yeah, so this is the previous top, and the same area it has retested, so it has reached to the important resistance level. Now let's look on the 4 hourly. On the 4 hourly, it has developed bearish divergence as per MACD lines and MACD histogram both. And this is the scenario on 4 hourly. This was the previous base. This was the BUS to the upside, but this BUS has ended with bearish divergence. After that, we got a dip and again push to the upside, but this push to the upside has failed to create a new higher high, which it should have been created. It should have created. So now, because it has failed to create a new higher high, I'm switching to 1 hourly, and let's look if we have the selling opportunity. So yes, we have bearish divergence on the 1 hourly as well, and we also have the inner breakout structure. So as per the rules, we can apply fib retracement from this high to the recent low, and we look for the selling opportunity around 61.8 or 78.6 levels. So it has retested. It is now finding resistance at 61.8 area, and we also have new bearish divergence coming in play, almost triple top situation, because we have 3 equal highs with bearish divergence. And if I switch to 15 minutes, again bearish divergence in the latest upside leg and bearish divergence here. And we also have this breakout structure with the big bearish candle. So everything looks good for the short term selling, only for the short term, because as per the weekly it's still bullish. So again guys, look for the short term setups. So if I take a sell opportunity at the opening of the new week, let's say I get into a sell trade after the retracement, assuming this is the top, and I'll be protecting my SL here, my trade here, and we can target the previous fib level. So we'll be getting an amazing 1:4 risk and reward trade. So short term EURAUD remains bearish for me. We have covered DXY, we have covered pound USD, we have covered EURAUD, and the next one would be gold. Let me explain what's going on the weekly chart. On the weekly, we got the completion of the first downward cycle. So we can say this was the first push down. 1 second. Yeah, this is the first push down, correction to the upside. So 1, 2, and this is the third wave down, fourth and fifth. So 5-leg structure completed with bullish divergence. But again, this is continuing bullish divergence. So continuing bullish divergence is not very strong in nature. And we also have lower low formation on MACD lines. So what does it say? It means we'll have short-term correction to the upside and then continuation to the lower side. So let's move to daily now. We have checked on the weekly. As per daily, this is the 5-leg structure which we have already marked on weekly chart previously, and now this is the structure I'm talking about with bullish divergence. Now in the last week, it reached to the previous resistance area and it got rejected. It bounced lower from 1729 and we have now good support around 1660. This is the first support and the next one is around 1645. So again, because I'm not very confident on the DXY upside movement, so there could be a possibility that it may bump into this support zone and then continuation higher towards the next resistance area, and we'll be getting a bearish divergence and then continuation to the downside. Alternatively, if it fails to get support around 1660 or 1645, these two levels, and if we get a break below these two levels, then I'll switch immediately to the selling plan with the continuation to the downside. For hourly, now why I'm not very confident in selling from the current levels? Yes, for the very short term, like at the opening of the new week, I'll be involved in the sell setups because of this breakout. So this is the breakout structure. So anything moving to the upside will give me an opportunity to trade it towards the target of 1660 or 1645 in continuation. But I'm not very confident because we do not have the complete setup. See, this is the first push to the upside. So we can say this is the first leg up, corrective down, 1, 2, and this is the third wave. So we do not have any ending divergence between these two highs. So there is a probability that it will retest the previous support area and complete a new high with a bearish divergence. So that would be the completion of the upside cycle, which again, it is in synchronization with the DXY chart. As per the 1 hourly, this is the structure I'm talking about. 1, 2, and 3. So 3-leg structure without any bearish divergence, still holding above the support zone. It does not make me very confident with the bearish moves. So I'll be just targeting the first support area, which is 1660, and then if I get the buy setup, I'll switch to buy side from this area. Now the next instrument is Nifty. Let's move to weekly. Let me clear all the drawings. Nifty is again a mixed setup. Now technically this was the base. This is the base because it has broken above this high. This is the resistance area. Okay, so it becomes the official base, but it failed to clear the previous resistance around 18,400. So there is a good probability that the market will retest the previous support, and the previous support is coming around this zone. So there is a high probability that market will retest the previous support and then continue to the upside as per the weekly. Now let's move to daily. On the daily, everything looks bearish. We have bearish divergence, breakout structure, a pullback to the structure level, and now continuation to the downside. So the target would be around 16,000 to 16,250 in the coming days. Let's turn to 4 hourly. Now again on the 4 hourly we have bullish divergence. So this is the bullish divergence I'm talking about. Divergence on MACD histogram and MACD lines both. Break above the structure. So again a mixed scenario. Bearish on daily and weekly, but not on the 4 hourly as our other instruments. So if I mark the fib from this low, because this is the base, it has already reached to 61.8 area. So there is a good probability that when the market opens, it may get a bullish setup in this zone and then continuation to the upside. And if it fails to get support in this area, then definitely I would switch to sells with the target 16,250 to 16,000. So trade very cautiously. Now I'm moving to 1 hourly. On the 1 hourly, we are already witnessing a slowdown scenario in the bearish sentiment. Just look at the candles, the bearish candles. There is no bearish momentum. Tiny candles with loss of momentum. So there is a high probability that from the current zone, it may bounce up, recollect the orders, and then continue to the downside. The next instrument I'm going to cover is NASDAQ. Again, NASDAQ, as per the fib retracement from the swing low to the swing high, now it is in between Fibonacci retracement 50% to 61.8, and this is also a crucial support zone as per the structure. So this is the support zone I'm talking about. So we are currently at the support level, important support level, but as per MACD histogram and MACD lines, they are still pointing downwards and everything looks bearish to me. No signs of slowdown in the bearish momentum as per weekly. Now moving to daily. Now daily is again a different scenario. We got bullish divergence, but again it's a continuing type, so I cannot rely on that. It's short-lived. Whenever we have continuing type divergence, it also broke above the structure. So what I was planning to get into short-term long trades after this pullback. So I've marked fib from the previous low to the previous high, and I was waiting for an opportunity to get into long trade around this area, which is 50 to 61 or 61 to 78. But unfortunately, after the non-farm payroll announcement, it directly dived to 78.6. Now this is something which we should pay attention to, because a direct movement from the top to 61 or 78 is suspicious. I'm not saying that it cannot go up again, it may, but to me it looks very suspicious. So if it clears the previous low, especially 10,888 or maybe this area, I'll switch my plan to immediately sells. Now as per 4 hourly, again we have something which is contradictory to the higher time frames. Yes, direct move to 61 or 78.6 as I've mentioned on the daily chart, but we have a slowdown scenario as per the candlestick. Look at the last candlestick. Loss of bearish momentum. But on the other hand, at the same time, there is no slowdown on MACD histogram or MACD lines. So not a clear scenario. On the 1 hourly, again, loss of bearish momentum. So there is a high probability that at the opening of the new week, we'll find some bullish moves and then continuation to the downside. $15 minutes, again, loss of momentum, continuing divergence, so a good probability of the pullback towards 11,350, 360, and then continuation to the downside, or maybe a bit higher towards 11,500 and then continuation to the downside. All right, guys, I hope I've made all the charts. I've explained all the charts very, very clearly to you. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me. And please show your support, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and show your thumbs up and like my videos. It helps me, it keeps me motivated, and it's definite, and it also helps in the better circulation of my YouTube videos. Thank you and have a profitable trading week ahead.